Okay.
All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to IGTV. On with us is Alexandria Koch from MSA Security here in New York City. If you've got any needs in that area, do give MSA a call. We're going to be talking about the implications of recent shootings in France, something we're worried about here in the United States, the whole lone wolf scenario. All right. So, Alexandria, why don't you take off with it, and let's see what you have to say.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
As he said, my name is Alexandra Koch, and I'm an intelligence analyst at MSA Security. And I'm going to be speaking to you about the recent shootings in Toulouse, France, and the subsequent arrests of suspected terrorists in the area, and obviously the implications for the United States and Western world as well. A series of three shootings occurred in and around Toulouse between March 11th and 19th. The first victim was a French soldier. He was shot while stopped at a red light on his motorbike. The assailant pulled up next to him and shot him at close range. During the second incident, two French soldiers were killed and one was injured in a shooting near an ATM in Montauban, which is located approximately 30 miles from Toulouse. The third and final shooting took place at a Jewish school in the center of Toulouse. Four people were killed and one was injured when a gunman opened fire, again at close range. French authorities quickly connected the three cases. They reported that the same weapon was used in all of the attacks, and that in each instance the perpetrator was observed fleeing the scene on a motorbike and wearing a black helmet to conceal his face. The day after the final shooting, French law enforcement closed in on a 23-year-old named Mohamed Merah. He was a French national of Algerian descent who had spent time in both Pakistan and Afghanistan. Oh, I also forgot to mention that there had been reports of him wearing a camera around his neck during some of these shootings, and later it was found out that there was a video that was sent to Al Arabiya but was not aired. But Merah had a long criminal history and allegedly belonged to a group called Forcein Aliza that was recently banned in France for attempting to recruit fighters to go to Afghanistan. Shortly before Mohamed Merah carried out his shooting rampage, Forcein Aliza reportedly posted a message on the internet encouraging supporters to attack Americans, Jews, and French soldiers. Additionally, Merah was known to French intelligence, who had him under surveillance for many years. Authorities engaged in a long standoff with Merah, who was holed up in an apartment complex for over 31 hours, at which point he was shot and killed by police as he attempted to jump out of a window. There was a lot of controversy about this because many people wanted to keep him alive in order to question him and find out about these ties that he claimed he had to Al-Qaeda. Law enforcement has not been able to confirm the connection, but he did tell police that he had ties to Al-Qaeda. He also stated that he carried out the killings to avenge the deaths of Palestinian children killed by Israelis, to challenge France's military role in Afghanistan, and to protest last year's ban on Muslim women from wearing full face veils on the streets in France. During the standoff, it became clear that Mohamed Merah had intended to commit further attacks had he not been caught. These most recent attacks in France demonstrate the significant threat from lone wolf terrorist operatives who are often self-radicalized and homegrown. Furthermore, these types of attacks are frequently carried out using small arms or a combination of small arms and explosives. We've seen a number of recent incidents in which similar tactics were employed, and we assess that lone wolf attacks remain one of the most prominent threats to the public from extremists and other individuals linked to terrorist groups worldwide. In the wake of the attacks, French President Nicolas Sarkozy vowed to crack down on suspected radicals living in France. Since then, approximately 23 people have been arrested, and at least 13 are facing terrorism charges. According to the press, police sources report that those being arrested have a similar profile to Merah in that they are isolated, self-radicalized individuals. The same source also indicated that French authorities had been tracking or have been tracking Islamist forums online, because oftentimes these people that act alone, that's their outlet for advice and ideas exchanged over the internet. We're likely to see continued arrests and deportations in France as election season is approaching and Sarkozy may be attempting to appear tough on security issues. In recent months, Sarkozy has faced serious competition from a controversial far right-wing anti-immigration party, which has gained popularity in France over the past few years. It's headed by Le Pen. The attacks and subsequent investigation taking place in France hold security implications for the United States and much of the Western world. Initially, we observed an uptick in security, particularly in the New York area surrounding Jewish organizations and synagogues. Moving forward, we expect to see even greater collaboration between international law enforcement agencies in an effort to identify potential radicalized individuals capable of carrying out terrorist attacks. Thank you, Joe. Back to you.
All right, thank you once again, Alexandria. We certainly do appreciate that. We like you guys coming on the program and giving the brief as it goes through. And this is obviously a good reason why a lot of people are worried about the lone wolf attacks. All right, has a lot of substance to it. So thank you once again, and we look forward to talking to you guys next month.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, take care now.
You too.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.
All right, so everybody, that's